Greetings and thank you for choosing the flowering for this pick a card reading. If you're a new subscriber, go ahead and click subscribe and hit the little bell so that you can get notifications when we are uploading. If you are returning, thank you so much for being a part of my garden, learning to navigate your own garden, pulling up those weeds, planting good seed, and staying faithful for the harvest. Today's pick a card is going to be this, that, or something else. All right. So we're going to go this, that, something else. Sorry, this, that, something else. So if you are at a crossroads, trying to make a decision, have multiple options in front of you, figure out which one is which, and we'll jump in. This, that, something else. And starting with this. All right. This one here, funny. Grasshopper is the energy. So this is going to require this option would probably require some, probably. That's probably how indecisive you are right now. And that's funny. So this seems like it could be a third party situation. A third party not allowing a union to come back into a committed, moral, loyal union. This person here is here in between these two that speak of a positive outcome or committed connection coming. This person is here in the middle. So it just, with the star card in reverse. So whatever this third party energy is in the middle, I get the feeling that it is a person. I get the feeling that it is a person. Not necessarily just like an energy or anything, but it's something that's holding you back. It's holding you back from this Nine of Cups, from leveling up and receiving this and making this major change in your life, in leveling up, because the Knight of Cups is often about like that level up intuitively and spiritually, but also in a relationship, going to the next level of commitment. I pulled another T card for you guys, and it is door. Opportunities are waiting for you. So behind this door, if you picked this group, then this totally, there is third party energy. Definitely feels like a person. Could also just be some type of addiction when it comes to like sexuality, aesthetic. But it definitely feels like a person. So if you are in a romantic connection and you're wondering if this person is a person, this person is likely standing in the way of you having exactly what you want. Okay. I also feel like behind this door, if you picked this, then so someone may be deceiving themselves in this situation, making themselves believe that they are further along in the process than they really are. Also get the feeling that someone is almost tricking themselves into believing that something is a good fit for them when they can feel that it's not. Also, group one, there is likely some unfinished business to be taken care of before you can actually make it through to this next level, before the breakthrough takes place for you. So yeah, trying to pull out as many stories as possible. I do get this air that there is someone here that is just not necessarily as pure as they seem, and it's a blockage. It's creating a blockage. It's in the middle. It's an unhealed energy. Could possibly be a parent or authority figure, but it's someone that you trust and that you care a lot about. Their opinion probably matters a lot, but it's not doing much to help the situation. For some of you, this person that you're connecting with is already in a committed relationship. They are shifting out of that. It feels like they could have found out that their partner was in a third party, or that there was a third party in their relationship. So this could be what brings forth the opportunity for you and your person to connect and have your essentially 10 of cups here. All right, option one. This looks like also last one, because it almost let that go. For some of you, excuse me, this is probably the most valid one. For some of you, you're celebrating nuptials. You're celebrating nuptials, and it's funny because you have to celebrate this commitment or this shift in the dynamic. You have to be careful and guarded because there's some maybe like envy or jealousy or just something like that in the picture. So you have to protect it. With the grasshopper saying that it requires careful handling. You have to maybe not post on social media. Maybe just kind of keep it under wraps for a little while so that it can get the healing that it needs and move to the next level. All right. That group. That. And King of Cups. King of Cups. Knight of Swords. Ace of Swords. Eight of Swords. Death. And 10 of Coins. So, with the other group, this looks like you're balancing out your thoughts and emotions right now. And it's funny because I feel like what you are processing or what you're working through is about a past connection, so that you can open yourself up more about the future, what's ahead of you. This feels like someone who's really getting serious about how they feel and then making a move towards something. You could totally have an intuitive download and quickly just move forward with an idea of sorts. I do get the feeling that these swords on the Eight of Swords are serving more of like it's the checklists. So although you are feeling emotionally stable and you're inspired to take action in the situation, and you feel confident enough too as well, it's almost as if the checklist or the steps that are necessary are what you have to work through. And I also get the feeling that this feels as if it's not necessarily a prison or fears or anything. It's just about rules and regulations of how things have to be done. And it seems like it just takes a lot of mental effort, okay? A lot of thinking forward, thinking ahead in this situation. Less emotion and more analytical thinking in this here. That's what will maintain the stability in the situation, because it seems like it's something that's going to be pretty fast paced. And I think that's why you're worried about the checklists or the items that you have to take care of, because maybe you have short time constraints and it was a short notice idea or just like last minute type of thing, but ultimately it takes you into the 10 of Pentacles, which means that it's a successful endeavor and presents opportunity for continuous wealth or continuous payout from this project. Also feel like someone is freeing themselves from um, a mental prison when it comes to how they feel about a certain person. I do feel like it's a pretty fast progression from someone who was doubting their feelings or even just denying them flat out. I feel like there is a rapid coming to, almost like coming to Jesus, you know. So there's this rapid movement that brings in a whole new perspective to you, and it quickly shifts your pride and I got this, or I have this all figured out, or you know, I'm so over them. It shifts it to a place of you now looking at how you can recoup the situation, how you can now close out that last cycle of whatever you were, you denying it and everything, and come on and join in on what's taking place. Because it looks like what you're being led to is a new chapter that is ultimately with a family, you know what I mean, that is a long-term commitment and a worthy investment. And I feel like that may have been your question before, when you were not necessarily honoring how you felt. It was a question of whether the commitment was worth what you felt you were going to lose. I also feel like with the Eight of Swords here, for some of you, your feelings about certain people, behaviors, ideals, things, groups, whatever, jobs, it was serving as a prison to you. So you had a deep commitment to certain things that were doing nothing but binding you and keeping you from this Ten of Pentacles. You were actually, I feel like you were actually rapidly approaching this thing, and you were rapidly approaching this, and something derailed you. And I feel like it was beliefs or people, like people who you have deep commitments with or connections with. Ultimately, it looks like a new beginning is taking place, and I get the feeling that it's because you take action. You're inspired to action from your feelings. You're inspired to say what you feel or to express the truth of it, and then it just kind of continues to snowball in the most positive snowball ever. Once you come forward, or once this other person comes forward, I really feel like this is you, whoever picked that group. And I just feel like after the procession of things, you have a new perspective to take into the new chapter, which I feel like is going to be the foundation of a happy, long-lasting family life. Wow. New home, new attitude. There it is. So I said that you're picking up this new attitude, or this new perspective or way of thinking, and you're taking it into the future here. And I feel like this Eight of Swords and King of Cups, your commitment to certain ideals about what family and home life was like for you, what that meant to you, what your role in the family, in the home actually was. For some of you very specifically, you may be a masculine energy who was more just focused on money, financial security, and I think maybe you were kind of missing the mark when it came to emotional support in the home, and just how your presence was when you were home with your family or with your partner, or whatever your dynamic is. Ultimately, it just feels like a new chapter is totally coming, and it's a shift that is initiated because you adopt this new mentality, or you go ahead and embrace it, because it seems like it's been kind of in front of you for a while now. All right. And for those who picked something else, here we go. The Hermits. Okay. Page of Coins. The Fool. Three of Wands. Okay. Two of Pentacles. Ace of Coins. Ace of Pentacles. All right. So. Wow. Okay. So for something else group, what's the tea leaf? Ooh, yes, I just knew it. Wishbone is the tea leaf card. Okay, so the idea here is that you could either be dealing with the Virgo, or someone has definitely grown up, okay? And I'm thinking that some results that you've been waiting for are on the way now. Okay. And this could be with a specific person coming and speaking to you. This is really a risk for them. All right. And it's funny because they're not necessarily anticipating a positive outcome. But it is a wish. They have this wish for a positive outcome to come. Some of them, this is a commitment. Like, some of them want to be married, okay? Some of them are willing to take a certain risk in order to see this thing fulfilled. And it's funny because what they've anticipated or what they've intended, they are seeing that it takes a certain level of navigating, manipulating, working with, juggling, just basically moving things around. You know, everything is not always cut and dry, black and white. Sometimes it's a puzzle and you have to figure out how those things fit together. Well, this person can't see a possible positive outcome here. Although they've done some reflection, they've gone into themselves, they have really had to work themselves up to take this leap. And at this point, it's just one of those things, like, they know that if they don't do it, everything just stays up in the air. Like, if they don't move forward, then everything just is up in the air. This seems like a very positive one. So if you picked this group, this means that this is an opportunity. This is where your wish is fulfilled. Okay, if it's in a relationship, then the other people or the other directions that you're considering could be good options. And we're going to base that on this reading. They could be good options, but they're not the best fit for what you truly need and what you have wished for. I also feel like for this group, whatever it is that you were trying to manifest is also looking for you. So it's one of those things where you are attempting to bring something into you, but then something is also looking for you. So the same day you say you want a job doing something very specific, a job gets posted for that very specific thing, but you don't necessarily know that it's posted. So this is probably a long-term wait or anticipation to hear back about something that you kind of just threw out there and left it up to the universe. I also feel like for this group, this is two people, if it's romantic, this is two people who pray one night after just a long day and say, man, bring me my soulmate. They pray, next thing they know, they walk outside and they're being introduced to someone by the neighbor, right? So this is, intentions being brought down and manifested, and us having to kind of make sense of the way that they have manifested. Ultimately, though, it's a wish, and it just seems like it won't look like what you think it is. Your anticipation and the actual material manifestation of it may be a little different. But because you have already begun to do some inner work, you've already begun to build that relationship with the universe where you can kind of pick up on hints and clues. You know when it's time to move or when it's safe to take a leap, I don't think you're so much worried about how this manifests or how it plays out. Or the advice may even be, but you could be carrying the energy as well. Someone's not worried about how this manifests. They're just worried about the fact that they have the opportunity to do something in the situation, okay? Because it just seems like for so long there hadn't been an opportunity. And so now here one comes. And this opportunity likely comes via a message from this person. Like I said, there was a Virgo, but there's tons of fire and earth energy here. So this person could be pretty practical and grounded, but could also have been transmuting or transforming some materialistic and over sexual type energies. It feels too, though, if this is a relationship or something that you have waited on for some time, it needed cultivating, it needed molding before it was actually a proper opportunity for you. And wishbone. Ultimately, though, it looks like I placed this over here with the full card and the staff, so it looks like you will be able to trust this when this comes. You should be able to trust this. Just follow your intuition and your guidance. If you feel like you should take caution, take caution. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what we're given foresight for, so we can not anticipate, but so that we can properly address something that's coming forth, you know, because it's never meant to catch us off guard. It's meant for us to overcome it. So, peace. Thank you so much. I hope that you'll come back. If this resonated with you, please hit a thumbs up and come back to see more videos from me. Peace.